Welcome to the first tutorial video of Falconry Basics. Now the first thing that I learned on day one of learning how to handle birds of prey at a bird of prey centre where I worked was to learn how to tie a falconer's knot with a leash a bit like this. The falconer's knot is a one-handed knot. If you ever use two hands, even for a moment, then it is not a falconer's knot. So you've always got a bird in the hand when you're tying it, so one-handed knot. And it should be that it moves. So if the bird pulls on one side, it moves, and on the other side, it moves. It should have a nice length of extra leash on the end, so the bird can't pick it free. Otherwise, the bird will quite literally be at the end of its tether. And it should also undo quite simply with a bit of a pull and a shake, just like this. It's the easiest type of knot to use. I'm going to show you two methods. The first is what I call orthodox. This is the method I first learned, and then about 6 or 7 years later, I learned gun fingers, which is kind of like the new common way of doing it. But to me, that's gun fingers. The old way is orthodox. Now, when I train team members and volunteers here at Owl Adventures, I always now show them both methods and say, which do you think you prefer to learn? Because some people struggle with one or the other, so it's always best they have the right way of doing it for them. Now, it doesn't matter how anybody ties a falconer's knot, as long as they only use one hand. It's a correct falconer's knot and the leash length on the end is enough and sufficient. Apart from that, really doesn't matter. So let's jump straight into it. So let's begin by showing you the orthodox method, and we're going to have one side of the leash we're going to call B and the other end A. B for bird. This is the hand the bird's on, so to remind myself of that, I'm going to wrap the leash around my finger like so. I cannot use this hand. We're going to take A, we're going to pop it through the ring, and we want to put quite a lot of A through. There's not much of B left. Then, quite simply, we're going to go over B like so, and under. Now here we've just secured it onto the ring. That's all we've done. It's just now on there. And what we're going to do is create a little loop like so. Just here, not up this end, down here like so. And as I do it, can you see how there's almost another loop there to the left of my thumb? We're going to take this one and go under. So we're going to go under and through this loop here where my thumb is. Just like that. Then we have the last loop to put the end through, and the end result is that the knot moves as it should with a good leash length on the end, and if we pull it free then it will just shake free nice and quick. I'll just do that a bit quicker. You can obviously go back and have another look if you wish. We're going through, making a loop here, putting it through that loop there, and then we're going to just hook with our finger like so. Okay? I'll now show you the gun fingers method, and we start with the same principle. Bird on this hand, that's B, and this is A, and we're going to find A and B a bit more relevant here. Again, we're going to put A through. We're starting the same way. We want lots of A actually through, most of it, majority of the leash, and B's here. We're going to make a gun finger position with our fingers here, and we're going to pincer A. We're going to do it just a few inches from where the ring is. We're then going to take the bird across slightly, so B goes across the palm. We then hook the thumb down and under this side of A. So it should look a bit like that. And all I'm going to do is turn my hand to the side like so, and I can now have this loop on the finger, the middle finger here. So there's a loop here, and my thumb is here. We're going to put this loop through the thumb here. So it goes around through where the thumb is, again, just enough on the end to put it through. Now you might notice there that actually both methods are practically identical. The only difference is the way that we tie it, because gun fingers, once you know what you're doing, is a little bit more of one fluid motion. Now, I normally teach this method, as I say, but sometimes orthodox is quite good if someone's struggling with that fluidity and wants to do something where it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and probably 6 at the end. So it's kind of split up. So you can choose which one you prefer. It really doesn't matter as long as the falconer's knot is correct with the right leash length.